Bill Soriano from Pittsburgh, and it's the first trading day of the new year here. And I wanted to make a quick video showing this trade that I did take earlier today. USDJPY, it was a buy, and I did end up getting 10 pips here. This is the final result of the trade here as I closed it out just moments ago with a 10 pip gain. And so I'm quite happy getting 10 pips today, guys, because it is the first trading day of the new year. We're still really in the holiday. Most of the market makers or brokers or dealers, whatever you want to call them, most of the full-time ones, the really good ones that make a living taking all of our money if we don't know what we're doing, these guys are still on vacation. So there's obviously still people there running the business and keeping things going, but they don't seem to move the market as much as the regular guys do. So where I usually would look for 35 to 50 pips in a trade, right now, today, and the rest of this week, I'll probably be happy with 10 to 15. So I'll show you why I took this trade here with USDJPY, and also why I did just get out right now. But I have a couple images. These are some images here that I'm just going to show you. And so this is the first one right here. So this is what I'm looking at. This is an hourly chart of USDJPY. So each one of these bars here is 1 hour. Each one of these sections here is 1 day. And you can see here that over the past 5 or 6 days that this has been in a downtrend. You can actually see various levels of downtrend where it drops, pulls back, drops, pulls back. And right now it's kind of in what I like to call level 3 downtrend. Okay, so level 3, and then you see the pretty steep move here today with these 3 hourly bars going straight down here. So that's how it looks on the hourly chart. So normally when I'm looking at the let me just switch over here. When I'm looking at the 15-minute chart, okay, of course I'm still on the hourly chart there. Let's see what we got here. When I look at the 15-minute chart, and when I'm looking to come out of the Asian session right here, that's this blue box here this morning. This was about 1 o'clock this morning Eastern time. With this being in a strong downtrend already, I would look for that to make a false move up and then try to take it down again. Well, when it came out here, it just went straight down, and I didn't perceive this though as a false move because I knew that it was in a downtrend. So I wasn't going to try to take this up at any point here during this steep drop down. But now, after it dropped down here, a couple things you see over here. You see ADR value 53 pips. That means over the last 14 days, the average daily range of this currency has been 53 pips. Now this was a pretty good drop here. It was about 75 pips, I believe, from the top to the bottom. So the average daily range, was certainly broken, right? It was certainly met. It was exceeded, actually. So the average daily range of this was exceeded. You could see 3 clear pushes down on this. 1, 2, 3 clear pushes down. You could see some vector acceleration right here. Actually your 3 pushes down are in here. You could see some pretty good vector acceleration down here to this bottom right here. And then this tells me that a reversal is coming. So since this is currently in a pretty strong downtrend, this would be a counter trend trade. So I'm looking for a W here at the bottom, which I get a W here. You see I get a W here. I get some railroad tracks here. I believe I took this trade somewhere in this area right here, and I was actually down for quite a while. It actually did drop lower. It took out this low here, and then it dropped even lower than that. It threw a pin to the bottom, and then it turned around. And what I'm looking for in these counter trend trades here is I'm looking to move back to the water, the 50-day moving average. This is the 50-day moving average. We call this the water. Now sometimes you do get a move back to the mayonnaise, the 200-day, but most of the time it's just a move back to the water. Now the interesting thing was here, when I first took this trade right here, this 50-day moving average was up a lot higher. Okay, and actually it would have been like a 20 pip gain had I got to the 50-day at that point. But since this went ahead and dropped and it went up and down, the moving average of course moves along with the price, as we know, and it became just like a 10 pip gain right here. So like I said, in a strong move, It had a strong move with the trend, with the current trend, a strong move down with the current trend. It exceeded the average daily range. There was an easily recognizable three pushes down. There was vector acceleration at the bottom. Um, Also, this red line right here is the average daily range low, and it's actually below that line as well here. So what I was looking for was I actually seen a W right here, and I took this trade somewhere in this area right here. It actually did drop lower. It took out the low, but since my stop was 10 pips down below here, I didn't get stopped out. I remained in the trade, and then it eventually moved in my favor here, and it moved up, and I decided to get out right here with a 10 pip gain, right at the water. So that was the trade today, USD JPY, and we were glad to get 10 pips on that because we're still in the holiday. And like I said earlier, most of the market maker, dealer, brokers, all the full-time guys that are driving around in the Mercedes Benzes and make a living earning bonuses, taking our money if we don't know what we're doing. These guys are still out on vacation, so the market's not moving as much as it usually does, and it's acting a little bit erratic. So I'm happy taking the 10 pips back to the water here. Keep an eye on this later today. You'll probably see that it probably moves higher. It may even get up to the Mayo, but at some point it'll stop and it'll just not trend along, but kind of range along until tomorrow. So, Bill Soriano from Pittsburgh. This is the first video of the new year, 2018. Let's make it a great year trading Forex.